Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to my YouTube channel. My name is Tamika Mathis. I am a domestic violence survivor. I ask that you like, comment, share, and subscribe below. So if you have not watched my last video, which is the warning before destruction, I ask that you go back and watch that for me. So I titled this video, Suffering in Silence. And when God gave it to me, and I was like, which one is the worst? Is it the suffering or is the silence? And I'm like, they're not even in competition, because you're suffering and then you're silence. It's like both of them are at the same level, because while you're suffering, you're muted to telling anybody anything that you're dealing with, right? So I want to say this, and I want to clarify this, during the time that I was suffering, I'm not saying that it was the entire time. How there wasn't moments. There was moments that I was like on a high. There were moments, but those moments were short-lived, when I got to have a black eye, or I got to have a busted lip, or my body is going to be in pain, or I can't sleep, I can't eat. So although there was moments that was great, and there was trips that was taken, and there was experience that was had, you have to remember, at the hands of a black eye came those trips sometimes. At the hands of a busted lip came gifts sometimes. At the hands of being degraded and talked to, that's how it goes. You get hit, you get rewarded. You got to suffer with the black eye. You can't go nowhere. I got rewarded. It wasn't as if I was getting those things, and sometimes things was happening, and that's what he would do. He would feel bad after the fact, and so he would, let's go, let's do this, what you want to do, what you want. So I just want to get that clear, that yes, there were moments where it may have appeared to be, and that's what I'm going to talk about, the suffering in silence. So I was suffering in silence. I couldn't, or I'll say this, I didn't feel comfortable enough to tell my truth to nobody, because I was too busy choosing my husband to come up out of it, So I didn't want to speak so early. That's just my mindset on it. I didn't want to tell nobody, because I'm hoping that he's going to be delivered. I'm hoping that this is not going to always be. So I suffered, right? I chose to be quiet. And even when I had those moments where I had a fight with him, I couldn't tell the entire truth, even though I may have had a busted lip or a black eye. I would just say, it's how he talked to me. I don't like how he talked to me, And so I'm getting advice on how to deal with a man who may not know how to talk to me. So it's like, why even say anything? Because I'm not going to be able to tell the entire truth. I'm not. It's like I am choosing. It's almost like I'm choosing death over life. I know that it's a possibility, because his level of going from 0 to 100, I was choosing death. I was risking it, because I'm going to tell you what happened. It's like when you're suffering and when you're in it, because I can remember being this girl, right? I can remember being this woman. I never, ever deal with that, ain't no way. Ain't no man finna put no hand on me. Ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm finna deal with it. Ain't no way I'm finna live in it. Ain't no way I'm finna accept her. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And then I became that woman who stayed. I became that same woman that I was looking down on. I became that woman. And then becoming that woman, depression start sinking in. I mean, all the cousins start coming. I like to call them cousins, because when you on a high and you feel good about yourself, and you don't remove that mask, that same mask that you telling other women to remove, that depression, that you ain't good enough, that you are somebody, that you are beautiful. I start slowly putting that mask back on. That means I started becoming depressed. You couldn't see it. It didn't look like it, because guess what? Sometimes it don't even have a face. I start not loving myself. You couldn't see it, because guess what? It don't have a face at all. It don't have a face either. I didn't like what I saw in the mirror. You couldn't tell because I was still trying to encourage other people to lose weight. Um, it was so many. It was depression. It was not loving myself. Oh yeah, it was. I had no self-confidence. I started doubting how I look. I started being extra with how I look, meaning I got to make sure that, because after the scars would go down, to me I still can see them, and you know what, it probably wouldn't even be visible because I was so used, because I had got accustomed to where they were, that I would feel that other people are looking. When they looking at me, are they looking at the scarf? I thought I covered it up. Do it look right? I thought I got it. So I was suffering, and then I was adding all the cousins onto it. So literally, it's just like getting up was hard. Going to the gym was like a sign of relief. But when I had to go back to the house, when I had to go back to knowing that it's a possibility that it's going to happen again, because you never know when it was coming. You never know when you was going to get that black eye. You never know what was going to tick him off. So you just suffer. You want to tell somebody, but then you're still trying to protect them. So you become mute. You become silent. So what you do is I started speaking things as if they were. I started trying to project this person that I wasn't even living with. So if I did a post, I'm projecting what I wanted. If I said something about myself, I'm projecting that this is how I want to be. I'm projecting now. I'm not living it, but I'm projecting now. I'm literally lying. That's pretty much what it is. I'm putting it out there, although I'm not living it. I'm having people thinking that, yeah, she got confidence. Yeah, she love herself. Yeah, she don't took the mask off, but I don't put the mask on. He's not who everybody think he is. I don't want them to know the real him. I don't want them. I want to perceive him in a different way. I want, because I know that this is going to be a testimony. He's going to come out of it. He's going to come out of it. Suffering. Many may think, oh, they was out of town, suffering. There was times where people had no clue what was going on in the room. People had no clue the things that he was saying. But I was coming out the room. Hey, y'all ready? It didn't matter. You wouldn't know. Out of town, at cousin's house, in the room. But on the outside, you would think everything is good, but behind that room, I may have to pay for something that somebody else did. I may have to pay for something because somebody else looking at me a certain type of way, because somebody else like what they see, but I got to pay for that because it was because you must have looked at me, you must have did this. I got to pay for him not being confident that there's going to be other men that's going to find me attractive. I got to deal with it. I had to deal with that. I had to deal with the friends, I think somebody that I want, the friends or the cousins, all of that. In the room, you want to know, because it was silence. It was ways that he would do it. It was things that he would say. And because I was protecting him, I didn't get loud. I didn't say anything sometimes. A lot of the times, no. I think I could count on, I think it's probably one time I may have tried to fight him back. I never fought him back. Never. I just took the licks. I took them. I took all of them. I think it was one time. And that one time that I did fight back, his rage went to 1,000. That night, I felt like I could have lost my life because he even said, I'll kill you. So I suffered. And I was silent. And I was depressed. I wasn't happy. And I'm going to say this as well. My suffering wasn't told to others, but I did discuss it with him. I told him how I wasn't happy. I told him the things that he wasn't doing. I told him the things that needed to stop. I got promises after promises after promises. You know what happened? I still got hit. I still got disrespected. I still got cheated on. I still got talked to any kind of way in front of friends. See, it was in-house at first, but then a little bit started creeping out when we got around friends. Like, many wouldn't know. But then they started noticing, why he talking to her like that? You know, it got to be something going on. They may have not said nothing then, but now they knew something was wrong. Even though they would come, I remember one came to me and she asked me. It was just me and her, and I was just crying because of how he spoke to me. But she said, do he do you like this all the time? Do he hit you? And I was just crying, and I was crying real hard. I can remember. And I said, no, I think he just had too much to drink. And she said, okay. She's okay, but you know you can talk to me. And I said, okay, thank you so much. And this particular day, I said, I just need a moment. And she said, okay, I'm gonna give you a moment. But you know, we over here playing games. I want you to come play the games with us. And I said, okay, I'll come. And I had to get myself together. Because I knew if I would have went over there with the tears in my eyes, if I would have went over there a certain type of way, after, I knew it was going to be a problem. So I had to get myself together, had to have a moment to get myself together, wipe myself up, get myself prepared to be this person that we ain't got no issues, we ain't got no problem, that he ain't this type of person. So I suffered. Again, it was an opportunity for me to say something, but yet I was still choosing him. Yet I was still choosing death, to be honest. Because anytime you stay, you're pretty much choosing death. Because you never know their level of hurt. You never know their level of abuse. It does not decrease. It always increase. My level never decreased. It always went to another level. It always got worse. It didn't get better. It got worse because it started happening. It was happening in-house. Then when it started going on the outside and not caring who see it, not caring who talk, that's how you know it's going to another level. And I suffered in silence. But now, God is so good. But now, I am ready to live my truth. I am ready to talk about it out loud. Not worried about what others is going to think. Not worried about what others going to say. That to know that I lived this. Not you. I suffered this. I endured this. And now I choose to no longer be silent. I choose to no longer suffer. Because through me talking about it has took, like I thought being quiet and not saying nothing was a form of healing. But speaking on it has took it to a whole nother level, a whole nother vulnerability, a whole nother thing that God has allowed to open up. You guys don't even understand that right there. Woo! It has took it to a whole nother level. That's why God is so good. That's why God is amazing. That's why when God tells you to do something, instead of you still trying to protect somebody, instead of you still not want to do it because you're worried about what people going to say, you don't understand what he has waiting for you. You don't understand the level that he can take you with. You don't understand what is going to open up. You don't understand who is waiting on you. You don't understand how the vessel that is in you that he wants to use. This is not easy. This ain't nothing easy about coming up on here and speaking on it. Ain't nothing easy about telling my story out loud. But I know that there is a God that is going to reward. I know there is a God that is going to move. I know that there is a God that was waiting on me so that his work, not my work, but his work can be done. So no longer will I be quiet. No longer will I suffer in silence? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next week, talk to you soon. Y'all have a great day.